here's the statement, Zimbabweans, to those who haven't seen the statement. Some of you have only read the article. And the police commissioner there, okay, Dr. Mavaza is in. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, Dr. Mavaza is now in. So the police commissioner says, relating to your correspondence dated the 14th of March, 2025, on the above subject, which was served at my office on the same date at 3:37 hours, having perused the said correspondence and practically noting that the author, excuse me, that the author intend to notify the Joint Operations Command, JOC, of an intended peaceful demonstration countrywide. I'm certain that it has been misdirected to my office. The legislature, in its wisdom through from regulating public fact, MOPA clearly outlines how these rights must be exercised. I therefore urge the concerned citizens through the representatives to ensure full compliance with the laws of Zimbabwe. Right. So quickly. So he's saying, he seems to be saying that it is illegal to request a permission to demonstrate from the police. Am I wrong there? Dr. Mavaza, thank you very much. And I note you are a supporter of of ZANU-PF. And I know you are a very strong proponent of the government of Zimbabwe. Please give us your opinion on this. Is this not a statement that is very direct, that states here that the police is saying you want me to commit a crime? The commissioner is saying that he doesn't. It's wrong. It's illegal to approach him to notify him of a demonstration.
No, thank you, Simba. Let me start by greeting Chief Soshe. I haven't seen him in a long time, and I hope he's well. Now, Simba, if you look at this letter, unfortunately, we are commenting without seeing the letter written by those who were asking for authority to demonstrate. But we are now responding only on the letter written by the police commissioner. But however, if you look at the letter which we have displayed here, the commissioner is directly responding to the people who have written to him. And he says, you have written to me, but after perusing your letter, I've realized that you are requesting a response from JOC, that is JOC. And then he says, if the letter is addressed to JOC, there is no way whatsoever he could respond on behalf of JOC. He's simply saying that there is no request from by the authors to the police in particular, but to the JOC. And then they says, if you want to request from JOC, he then gave them an address and redirected them to JOC. This is not an abdication of power and or authority. It is not a way where we can say the police have effectively said the army is now in charge of police work. It is entirely an issue of process and the protocol. And Mtamba here is simply saying here, we have to follow your wishes. You wish to address JOC, which is Joint Officers Command, and therefore your letter must be directed to where it's supposed to go. And that does not change the fact that the police have a power to authorize or not authorize a demonstration, and they have to be informed, so to speak. But in this case, the letter was ambiguous and vague, and therefore it was accordingly sent. Referred back to the authors so that they can take it to their own person, whom they meant to JOC, whom they wanted to send to all along. So in that case, I um, do not agree with you, Simba, when you say that the army has effectively taken the job of the police. No, they have not, and that's not. And Police General Commissioner Mutamba did not in any way indicate that. He simply did what was supposed to be done if a lost letter is found in your office.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mavaz. Yeah, Chief, are you here?
Yes, yes, Simba. Yeah, it's confusion all over, and you can
Chief
even
Sote.
tell the concept. Yeah, can you hear me, Simba? I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you,
you.
Dr. Mawaza. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Okay, so it's Simba who is not hearing me.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I'm saying it's confusion in the enemy camp, confusion in ZANU PF, and the confusion is also evident in Dr. Mawaza's explanation. He's trying, very hard is
Now I
written.
can't hear you.
The police commissioner himself, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. The police commissioner himself is also showing confusion, total confusion. He's trying to abdicate his responsibilities when you are applying to have a demonstration, not to seek permission, because you don't apply to seek permission when you want to have a protest. You just write to inform the police commissioner or the police, and the police is the right department. There is nothing like the letter getting lost. There is also nothing like the letter being vague and ambiguous. In fact, it is the commissioner's letter that is ambiguous. That is showing, someone whom I can say is petrified. The government is afraid. The government, including the police commissioner, is afraid of not only of the demonstration. I think it even goes beyond that. These people are already thinking of life after the 31st. They are already thinking of the implications that happens after such an exercise has been carried out. We all know what happened in 2017, that there were people that had to run away from the country. There are people that had to dodge bullets. There are people that are still, even to date, that cannot come back to Zimbabwe. So they fully understand all those consequences. So you can tell from the letter that the commissioner has written that he is trying to run away from responsibility. He doesn't want to be held responsible by either sides, the pro 2030 cabal or the anti 2030 cabal. So, just like Dr. Mavaza is doing here, he's just trying to be clever by half, trying to appease both sides, but it's very difficult. But all I can say now, Simba, as I round up, is we have a government that is afraid, that knows what is going to happen on the 31st, and a government that knows that the people of Zimbabwe, the citizens, are not on its side. They know that they've messed up. They know that Zimbabwe is where it is. Our economy is on its knees, and everything is not functioning because of the massive looting that we've seen in the years. And that's exactly what Geza has been talking about. The massive looting is the one that is going to drive the citizens, that is going to drive every Zimbabwean to get in the streets on the 31st, so that we can at least get some reprieve. Not that what will be ushered in will be any better, but I think right now the people of Zimbabwe are saying anything else is better than Emerson Mnangagwa.
Thank you. Let me just. Oh, Simba's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Mavaza, when I read this letter, tell me, in paragraph 2, it says Having perused the said correspondence, and particularly noting that the authors intend to notify Jock of an intended peaceful demonstration countrywide, I am certain I have been misdirected. It has been misdirected. Can I ask you something? How
Yes.
do people ordinarily notify Jock of a demonstration?
There is no need to notify Jock of a demonstration. You notify the police. The law is very clear on whom to notify.
Okay,
And therefore,
and are
yes,
you saying that the police are not an arm of Jock?
they are, but if it is the arm of Jock, it does
So
not mean you. Yeah, it's like the police is the arm of Jock. The police is the arm of government. But when the law
yes,
specifically directs you to the police, you go to the police. But if you then
no,
say
but
you don't want you want this to go to Jock, then you'll be directed to Jock.
no, but this is not the law telling me. This is me needing to notify the police that I need to do a demonstration. I don't go to the CIO. I don't go to the military because there's no need. The face of Jock among and in before the citizens is the police. The police is the doorway to Jock. And if I decide to use the term Jock, or I decide to use the term police, or I decide to use the term Commissioner Mutamba, I'm saying exactly the same thing. Am I not?
Simba, it's
It's as
like
if I was
I'll
to
give
go,
you
if yeah.
a quick example here, which can help you to understand this. You all know that if you want to go and see and talk to the president, you go to the office of president and cabinet, not to the CIO, not to the Ministry of Education, not to the Ministry of Finance. So if you take your letter to the Ministry of Finance and say you want the president to deal with this matter, they will direct you to the office of president and cabinet. And therefore, that it does not mean that they are saying all the finance matters are now dealt with by the president. They are simply saying your letter, which specifically requested the attention of the president to this letter, it's misdirected. So the police commissioner is simply saying it is actually misdirected because you are requesting to have this letter responded to by Jock. And then Commissioner Mtamba, Police General Commissioner Mtamba, does not and is not representing a Jock at all. He represents the police. And that's why, and the letter was addressed to him and not even to the spokesperson. And therefore, he actually further informed the citizens to say, let us follow the law as written by the Maintenance of Peace and
So
Order Act.
basically,
Uh,
you're not being lawful. You're saying that if I address my letter to Jock, right, then I've not been lawful. That is what you're implying here. Am I wrong? You're
no,
saying that, yeah, that's what you're saying, and that is
no,
what the police commissioner is saying, that
I'm simply saying,
he
Simba,
is.
if you address your letter to Jock and then give it to the police, you have given it to the wrong person. If you address your letter to number 7, Darwin Road, and you take it to number 1, you have taken it to the wrong place. If you are still there, we give you back and say, yes, that's the same road, but different number. Go to that number. So
Why
it's not
not
the
just
duty.
take my letter? Why not just take my letter and take it to Jock there? Does Jock have an office, Dr. Mavaza?
No, it is not the duty of the police to take this to a joint officers command.
Ah.
Joint officers command is a meeting which of officers, of senior
Eh,
officers.
eh.
Yeah, and if you say the letter is supposed to go to the joint officers command, then you have to take it there. The law does
How
not
do
say.
I approach Jock? How do I approach Jock? Those are some of them are spies. Those are ghosts. I don't talk to CIO. I don't talk to the military. That's it. I could be shot there. Who am I? Why am I coming here? I don't talk to who else? Who else is there? I don't talk to the prisons. Why would I go to the prisons? I
It's
go to
not.
the police because the police is in the neighborhood. I go to Central Police. I go to Tafara Police Station.
It's not the duty of the police general commissioner to deliver letters to Jock. And he did the wise thing. He advised them to take the letters where they wanted to go. If they want to request a demonstration to the police, they will just write to the police, and the police will then give that authority
Dr.
or
Mamas.
not.
So why don't you just say, okay, thank you very much. I've received your notification. We are a member of JOC. So thank you very much for notifying us of your demonstration. We shall take this letter to. So why can't you do that? Why are you being difficult
Right?
on such a simple thing? And
We have actually
is that not a sign that the police is no longer fully recognized as competent to handle this area, because the the fabrics or the makeup of JOC has changed, or there's authority there, commands that now require some other members of JOC who are not the police. Because we talk to the police. We talk to the police because we're civilians. We don't talk to JOC. We don't even know who heads JOC. But in this particular case, Commissioner Mutamba was supposed to just acknowledge the letter and say, "We as ZRP, we are not Chamisa's vanguard. We are ZRP. Thank you very much. You are actually right. So you came to the right place. ZRP is a member of JOC, and when I go to my next meeting, which is next week, I myself, as Police Commissioner General Mutamba, am going to take your letter to the next JOC meeting and discuss it if we can allow this demonstration." Can you hear me? I
yes,
think
I
my
can hear
network is
you.
cutting, right?
I can hear you, and that is not the way the police had decided to respond. The police had decided to respond in their own way, which is the right way. And therefore, we cannot then terrify the country by saying this response shows that the army has taken over. It is not correct, neither is it true. And therefore, we cannot dwell on an issue of procedure. The procedure of delivering your letter for request of a demonstration is clearly stated by the law. You go to the police station, but if in your letter you indicate clearly that you do not want the police to decide, but you want the JOC to decide, they have got a right to show you, to tell you how to go to JOC, and they even referred them to the law on how the law encourages you to make such a request. And therefore, it is improper to say the response by the Commissioner of Police simply indicates that the army has taken over. That is not correct, and that is true, and that's an alarmist position, which is wrong and which we must not do. We must not lie, and we must not take advantage of what we think is the situation in order to push our own agenda. In the meantime, we do not have a problem with the army or with people or with anybody. If people want to demonstrate, they are allowed to do so, but they have to follow the procedure and not go to the wrong office and expect an answer. That's exactly what you're talking about, Simba.
Right, Simba, let me come in.
Come in, Seguru. Simba is not there.
Okay, right. So we can spend time here dwelling on these technicalities. The truth of the matter is ZANU-PF is afraid of what is going to happen on the 31st. And they are trying to do everything that they can to scare away people, as you have been seeing the statements that have been issued by various various government departments, including some ministers. They are trying to scare away citizens. They are trying to stop the demonstration. They do not want people to get in the streets. Ever since Emmerson Mnangagwa took over, we have not seen a demonstration. The only demonstration that was there that ended fatally with 6 people being murdered in cold blood by the army in the streets of Harare was the last demonstration that we have had. So it is common knowledge that Emmerson Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF, and in particular Emmerson Mnangagwa, does not want demonstrations. So no matter how that letter was written, no matter how it was worded, no matter where it was addressed to, we would still be having a conversation over the letter, because ZANU-PF and Emerson Mnangagwa have never allowed a peaceful demonstration to go on. So we can waste our time here. And Dr. Mabaza, you know it yourself that this is not about technicalities. This is not about what was supposed to be written and where the letter was supposed to be addressed. It is about a government that is afraid, that is running scared right now because of the impending people's action. It's a government that is afraid of its own citizens, a government that is afraid of its own people. They know that their days are numbered, and Zimbabweans that are listening should just know what they need to do. And what they need to do is to prepare for a big demonstration, a massive demonstration on the 31st of March. I know people have different conceptions, but conception or no conception, if you do not support what the war veterans are trying to do, it effectively means you are supporting Emerson Mnangagwa and his 23rd charade. So that's where we are as citizens. We are in a very precarious position where if we do, we might end up in trouble. If we don't, I know we'll end up even dead. So the only feasible option here, the only logical option here is to march. And if we as citizens do not like the outcome of the 31st, then we continue marching. We do it the Sudanese way. The Sudanese and the soldiers marched, and then the soldiers tried to take over. Just like what happened in 2017. And then we continue to march. Because if we do not support, if we do not march on the 31st, and Emerson Mnangagwa ends up extending his term to 2030, then as Zimbabweans, we are doomed. The situation will even get worse than it is right now. So all this talk about the letter and how it was written, it's just semantics. The big issues, ZANU-PF is afraid of the people. They are afraid of the demonstration that is coming on the 31st.
I just wanted to say in conclusion, Chief, people are allowed to demonstrate if they follow the regulations and the laws. And again, ZANU-PF is not afraid of anything. And there will be no demonstration. I will not be commenting on that date at the moment. What we were supposed to comment on was the letter from the police and the fact that people are spreading the false rumors that the army is already taken over, which they have not. And therefore, what is going to happen on the 31st of March, or what is not going to happen, is not what I will be commenting on now. But I can simply say Zimbabweans are very happy with what is happening at home, and nobody is complaining. I'm surprised that you are complaining here. And therefore, the 31st of March, it will be another day which will come and pass. And I will not be commenting on it at the moment. Thank you.
Muri pakaoma vamavaza ndokunzwirai tsitsi mese nemaminista enyu nani muri kutya mese kuti mukanya vakapindapo general vakapinda mese muchamhanya nemuberevere sezvamakaita vamwe venyu ana Jonathan Moyo. So I understand where you're coming from, that you don't want to overcommit and you don't want to comment. That's the situation where the commissioner is right now, and that's why he's writing such a vague letter, such an ambiguous letter. But I don't think he can stop, this wave that is coming on the 31st, because people are tired. I'm surprised, Dr. Mabaza, you're saying people are not complaining. People are complaining. People are hungry. People are angry. People are devastated. People they don't know what to do with their lives because every livelihood, every means of surviving in Zimbabwe has been destroyed by Emerson Mnangagwa. So people right now are on the edge and they are prepared to do anything so that they get rid of the looting mafia led by Emerson Mnangagwa.
As I had said, that I will not be commenting on the 31st of March because nothing will be happening on that day. So, Simba, thank you very much. It has been nice being with you here. And thank you, Chief Sose. You will all be disappointed because nothing will happen on the 31st. But for now, let us preach peace and love for Zimbabwe. Let us not preach wars and demonstrations. So, when the 31st comes, it will go. We'll talk again, and I'll be reminding you that I told you that it will go nowhere. So thank you very much, Simba, and let me say goodbye to all of you.
I've never seen Mavaza so petrified. I've never seen you so petrified. I want to kutya. Vese vari kutya. Vese na police commissioner. Vese vari kutya. They can't commit themselves. Vese they are trying to run away from responsibility.
But vanga vachiseka tingazoti kusvika here mamaybe kuseka uko
kwanga kuita semunhu mukuru ka semunhu mukuru anozongosekawo.
You know, Chief, it's been great. It was just a very short session. I didn't intend to last 10 minutes. Timbo discuss this letter because a lot of people have been blogging about it and people have been asking us to look into or to dissect it. So that one, some people have asked us to put it into Shona. And our team has also put together some multimedia content that is going to be playing as we end here, so people could potentially understand a few things, potentially, might not still. But this letter seems to be, in my view, loaded with a lot of detail. Is it 3 paragraphs? Is that 2 nights, guys? It's reloaded. It's reloaded, the paragraph is. Is it one thing, you know, Chief? I was on a space yesterday with some Africans from Kenya. And so they were asking me about Maxwell Chikumbutso, the technology, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I told them what you need to do is to look at the first detail that comes before you even start to analyze whether Chikumbutso has got anything. It's his name. Anonzani. That's when you discover he's actually a scammer. So sometimes we jump over a very simple detail. Is there any human being who is called Maxwell Chikumbutso in the registry? There's no one. So so you don't need to go inventor. This person is running by a fake name. Why does an inventor use a fake name? You know? So it's just basic detail. And then of course the next thing was Nyae Kuti, the only product that he has to his name, that the courts of Zimbabwe have proven that he has to his name, is an unlicensed firearm. So it's a gun that is not licensed. So and the gun, that means a gun that is being used in crime right now because it's unlicensed. No one even knows where it is, what it's doing, how many bullets it has fired, because it's not licensed, and so it's just basic detail that sometimes people miss. So these 3 paragraphs that we see here, they seem to say a lot of things. Chief, we're gonna need to cut. Zimbabwe Nation Round. This was just a briefer, just to quickly discuss on what is happening. You saw Comrade Geza, as I was telling you a few weeks ago, that havana kusungwa, havana kutiza, his family in Zimbabwe is safe. And as he told you last time here on Zimai, that we are just waiting for strategic partners. And I explained who are his strategic partners. You are also his strategic partners. The people of Zimbabwe is strategic partners. So you were saying that is what he's doing. So you saw him, he did a 33-minute video that he's speaking over. And that those, what did you think about that video, Chief? Maybe you could put that as a concluding remark. That video, Ragezaria.
Simba, that was something long awaited. People were waiting for that signal, and the signal was given. And all the people need to do now is to play their part. Geza has done his part, and the strategic partners that you're talking about are us. We now need to do what we have to do so that we get rid of this looting regime. And again, Simba, I will repeat in my conclusion that it's neither here nor there. I'm seeing a lot of questions coming in. Geza wants to do us another 2017. Geza should assure people that it's going to be a people-centered government or whatever transitional authority that is coming in. But Simba, my thoughts personally are that if we sit back, if we sit at home and say, let Geza do his own thing, because Zanurwita Chinuchayo, I'm telling you, we are doomed as a people, because essentially what we are saying is we are endorsing Emmerson Mnangagwa and his 2030 mantra. And you can imagine another 2 years with Emmerson Mnangagwa, giving him time to strategize his succession, this person is the one who is going to succeed him. Obviously, as we know, is going to be one of his sons. Or he would decide to continue himself. And is that what we want? I would rather do it the Sudanese way, Simba, that we get in the streets with the soldiers, with everyone else. And if we are not happy with the outcome, we don't get out of the streets. We keep going until we get what we want. We can't be sitting back. We can't be sitting at home saying if we do this, ZANU-PF, it's Chineke Chiri Chinuche ZANU-PF, because the alternative is even worse. It's Emmerson Mnangagwa with another 2 years and giving him more time to strategize. We are doomed.
Mukuru we mapurisa, hey, mutamba dizwinu jwa chinja, mashandiro e urongwa, ya, masimba ave chokwadi, real, joti twa, hacha pamvumo, haibo, mapurisa, haticha taori pachinzwimbo, no, sezwa yitwa kare, chochaki, hachadi, Mapurisa, Hachadi, we don't talk, Hachadi, never, joint operations, Hachadi, Chinja, boom, Gukula Manda, Stephen Mutamba, police no longer speaks for joking, yeah. Geza, Zim, Aya. Geza, Zim, Aya. Umpati ntambo utese kugukulwe. Amapolisa gase kolabo. Aikona. Ijo tencha iacho. Askuluminge gamalayo. But manje things zishinchile. Jogi.